Here we have organized a workshop for the preparation and production of ammunition for heavy strike drones, small drones, and FPV drones. We do absolutely everything. From modifying ammunition, in addition to the fact that we assemble our own ammunition, we go on field trips. Trophies, enemy ammunition, we analyze them thoroughly. We have BC4 4.5. This is an omnidirectional cumulative fragmentation munition. We have already conducted its analysis at the range, detonated it, observed. It performed quite well, very well. Now we are going to make something of our own with a part, so to speak, of this munition.
And what are these munitions for?
These are for Baba Yaga. We are going to make Bober 3.
And these drops below, what are they?
Yes, this is a test version we are making.
No, these small ones.
These are for the gods, yes. On average, up to 500 gods are used per month. We always have a reserve, that is. If there's an emergency kind of situation, the pilots come in and take targets. If we have a target, for example, heavy equipment, NERS is not very suitable for us. We use munitions from the Lancet. This is the Rapier, cumulative fragmentation warhead. We use a Terminus. We dismantled the stern. Well, here the warhead from the Sagan has already gone to the target. Then we send it to the drone. Simultaneously, we collect anti-tank mines, gather a large map base to show newly arrived specialists of our unit what they will have to face and how it can be neutralized in case of accumulation.
We produce our own complexes of electronic warfare. Initially, we used the Capuchin complexes. Here's a sample. Well, they turned out to be ineffective. Initially, we started to upgrade them, made the antennas ourselves, replaced them. We tested all of this with our UAV operators at the range. What turned out to be ineffective, we refined. At the moment, our upgraded Capuchin, if it can be called that, suppresses all control channels that we know of at the moment. We are trying to make it even better. When I arrived here, I knew nothing about electronic warfare. That is, I initially joined a private military company as a volunteer in 2023. Due to the fact that I have some operational experience in the Ministry of Internal Affairs, in the main directorate, I was accepted into radio electronic intelligence. They trained me and about electronic warfare. I only knew how to find it. And that's all. I came here and we started working on this, reading something, studying something. I believe that we are managing so far. Everything works with our registered executioners at the training ground. We periodically go out there and there are results. They fell into our hands.
Trophy items, some slaves, just how many trainers they have?
This is a copy of a trophy antenna. It's called a cube, meaning they use them and seemingly fictitious. Now we've made a copy, we'll go to the training ground to test it. We have a trophy item, Johnny, which we have just handed over to the specialists. This is a magnetometric sensor with a node for distributing detonation across the PTM-3 mine. There is the mine itself. What does this mean? What is this Johnny for?
It's for remote mining. Of access roads for vehicles. The Magyar mine is lightweight, made from a profile with explosive material. It has, roughly speaking, a thread for a detonator. This is purely Ukrainian-made directional mine. It's a claymore, you could say, its parents and accordingly ours, 150. Regarding Prirapa printers, we print couplings, adapters on them. Sometimes we print detonators, we print tubes for attaching fragmentation jackets to ammunition. And we print couplings, adapters for the TM62, for the heavy impact zone. Everything works for SPRFA. We are satisfied, the equipment is good, it helps a lot. If in the same year 2022 it was a big problem, now 3D printers are in the unit. They are an integral part because on one 3D printer you can assemble as many munitions as you need, say, for a week in one day.
Do you give any names to the munitions you make yourself?
Yes, reasonably. There are censored names like Maria's Farewell that we haven't used yet, but we are not making it now. It's currently an anti-personnel munition that was tested in the Belgorod direction. It performed very well. It had 2,500 fragments, causing complete damage up to 15 meters with minimal charge. We called it something like Maria's Farewell. There's little chance that you'll come out of it whole. Well, just not.
Well, a favorite, some kind of munition?
I love them all, honestly. Anyone who knows me knows my attitude towards any munition. If you don't love munitions, even a simple detonator. To it, you won't be reverent and won't draw conclusions that might lead you astray later. Why you decided to fight, to go. For some singular reasons. You know, I'm from North Ossetia. In 2003, 2005, I had a student. We had an Islamic event. Well, I felt it was my duty to go work in the Department of Internal Affairs. I wanted to work in the central office. Then I realized, well, I felt it was my duty to come here. Then the special military operation began on the 25th. Oh, the 25th of February. I went to the military enlistment office. I said, take me back. I said, I'm not this. I said, it's okay. I learned quickly. For me, I was simply raised in such a patriotic spirit that my grandmother and grandfather did a lot for the front of those times. I didn't know how to do anything at all before that. I hadn't served, hadn't fought, hadn't prepared, and volunteered as a sapper. Gradually, I fell in love with this work. Not gradually, but from the very first combat mission, which was specifically mined for demining, for mining. I fell in love with this work. And to always be a sought-after specialist, you need to constantly study. Because now, in any case, the war will end. We will stop. Begin demining the territory, because submunitions, duds, mines, all of this will need to be removed, eliminated. We are slowly preparing for this as well, studying. The more you know, the longer you live. Do you study literature or specialized chats? We have 12 books. Comrades, these, I'm not afraid to say, are the best sappers who are on all sections of the front. I interact with them, help them with something, they help me. Well, that's the job. And we constantly come to each other's aid. For instance, if I don't know something, have never encountered this type of ammunition, and I have a problem, it gets resolved instantly. It's all about interaction. I learned, I showed my comrades. My comrades know how, and that's how we win.